everybody, Jim the Tabletop Engineer here, and welcome to a new video. This is going to be more of an update on the channel, not a playthrough video. And I have good news and I have some bad news. And the good news is videos still coming. So let me just calm nerves right there, not stopping the videos. But I do want to talk about some changes that are going to be coming between today is November 21st, November 21st. Some changes coming between today and the end of the year, because I'm going to be doing some changes that are going to start taking place in January, and I want to explain what those are. So the first thing, I need to roll back just a little bit and set this up for you. A lot of you already know this, but for those of you who don't, I have multiple sources of income. My primary source of income comes from this laser. You can't see it. My laser right here. I have a laser business. And I do signs, I do ornaments, I do gaming accessories, I do a lot of things. And I also do a lot of things locally here in Atlanta, not just my Etsy store. So the laser business is my primary source of income. The secondary source of income is my zines. About 12 times a year, maybe a little more, I produce small printed zines and PDFs of them that I kickstart. And these are for a fantasy RPG game of your choice. They're sort of generic, rules agnostic. And I release those, and they do very well. And I don't want to do much more than 12 a year. I have people asking me, why don't you do them monthly? And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I'm also worried that I would burn out. My creativity can only go so far in a year, and I think any more and I would just sort of not enjoy it anymore. Now I do have a third and fourth source of income, and they're sort of linked, and let me explain. The third source you're already aware of. It's this YouTube channel right here. YouTube pays me a certain amount per month. It's not much. And a few months back, actually more about 6 months back, I made a decision to start a Patreon, hoping that I would be able to use it to woo people to my Patreon by offering them unique videos, private gaming videos that won't make it to the YouTube channel. Now, I do post videos there a week early, then they eventually make it to my YouTube channel. But I also was doing things like, I was doing private chats and some live painting sessions, and I've been dropping the ball on those a lot. And it's not for lack of trying, it really comes down to bandwidth. I have a certain number of hours in my day and a certain number of hours in my week that I have to juggle these revenue sources. Now, over here to my left, you can't see it, I have a board. On this board, what I do is I track my hours that I work per day with my laser. Then I track how many hours a day I do actual writing. And then the other hours are for my gameplay and YouTube channel. Now, when I get up in the morning after I get the kiddos off to school, I first go to my laser. I stay up on that. I get my laser work done. It usually doesn't take an 8-hour day. Sometimes it takes 2 hours. Sometimes it can take 4 to 6 hours. It just depends on the orders and things like that. But my laser business comes first. After that, I have a certain number of hours per day. And it changes day to day, but I have a certain number of hours on my calendar that I dedicate to writing my zines and stuff like that. And then once those two activities are done for the day, depending on how much time I have left, I go and I play games and I record them and I edit them and I throw them up on my Patreon and on YouTube for you to enjoy. So here's the thing. I throttle my laser business, and by that what I mean is my laser business could take all my time. I mean, I literally I sort of throttle back my business, and there's ways to do that. But I could spend twice as much time, 3 times as much time growing my laser business if I took time away from the zines and the YouTube channel. I don't want to do that. I've got this nice balance right now where I like it. The balance is, my laser business is growing a little at a time, but it's not out of control. I'm a sole business owner. I'm the only employee. Now, I do treat my laser as an employee because when it's operating and cutting and engraving stuff, I can be doing other things. And sometimes it's short short work, which I can't do anything else, but sometimes it'll go for an hour or two, and that gives me time to do something else. So in effect, I do have an employee, and I can keep that to a certain level, but if it gets out of hand, it could get out of hand real quick, and I don't want to have employees. I've owned a business where I had employees, and I don't want that. So so maintaining this balance has been, it's like a tightrope, okay? The zines are right where I want them. I've got it almost down to a science. I know roughly how many hours per month I need to be writing. I know when I need to be launching Kickstarters. I know roughly, how much profit they're going to make me. And so they're almost reaching the thunder level, or my laser is called a thunder, the thunder laser level of profitability. Between the zines and between the laser, I could do just that. I could shut down my YouTube channel. The income I make from YouTube and Patreon, it would not be a major heartache for me. As a matter of fact, I could just spend a few extra hours a day, and the laser would more than make up for that. So sometimes I do question myself. I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you going crazy trying to release? I tend to release about 8 to 10 videos per week. Some of those are on Patreon. Most of those are on my YouTube channel. And people ask me, where do you find the time? Well, I find the time because once my laser work is done, once the zine work is done, I get to play games. And I'm a gamer. It's my hobby. But I also have some income that comes in that sort of makes it worthwhile, makes it enjoyable. I am not going to get rich off of the YouTube channel. I am a small YouTube creator. I don't want to get big. My channel exploding and requiring more time would mean I have to shut down the laser business or the zines or both, and I'm not going to do that. So that brings me to this video. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you may not be aware of this. There is this thing called analytics. YouTube will give you all kinds of data on your channel. And some of it is important, some of it's not. It just depends on what kind of channel you have. But for my channel, what I need to be paying attention to is view time. View time is like if I put up a 30-minute video and someone's only watching, and the average of all the viewers is 1 minute, it means they're not interested in whatever video I'm putting up there, okay? Thankfully, none of my videos are in that time frame. But also, none of my videos are in the 90-95 percentile. If I have a 30-minute video, the average watch time is never like 28 minutes. Because there's always people that only watch a little bit of it. There's some people that watch all of it. And then in the median there, you find that you typically are shooting for the 50%, maybe 25 to 50% mark. I've talked to a lot of YouTube creators, and most of the smaller ones, we tend to float around that 25 to 50% mark. If you're getting more than 50% view rates constantly, you're doing really well. But for small channels like mine, where I'm not putting a lot of time and energy into the videos, I shoot them, I edit them, and I throw them up there. They're not a lot of bells and whistles and fancy animation and stuff like that. That's not the kind of videos I'm producing, and it's not the videos I'm going to be producing. So I tell you all this because I've been looking at my analytics along with some friends. I have some friends here in Atlanta who are into this kind of thing, and they're able to offer me consulting and advice. And what it comes down to is, about 6 months ago, the reason I broke off and did the Patreon was my subscribers were growing, the number of videos I was producing was growing, and my watch time was increasing. But my revenue was going down. It was the weirdest thing. I could not figure it out. But I talked with other YouTube creators, and we all kind of agree that something changed. We believe it changed with the YouTube algorithm, or Google in general that owns YouTube. You see, there are a million small YouTube channels out there. And Google has to pay all of them when they reach a certain level, like 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 views, things like that. But once they reach a certain level, they're earning income. It might be $5 a month. It could be $500 a month. But these small creators, there are a lot of them. And I believe, along with some of my friends and YouTube creators, that what is happening is these small content creators are starting to nickel and dime Google and YouTube. they're paying a lot of money, but it's spread out on this huge spectrum. What they really want, or they want the whales, the big channels that have millions of viewers. They're getting tons of ad revenue from it, and people aren't skipping through and things like that. Those are the kinds of channels that you can make a lot of money on. And gaming channels, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of channels out there where you could make a living doing this. There are some YouTube channels, and there are some gamers out there who are able to quit their real job, or maybe they're on the fence because they're earning enough revenue that they can make that jump. I'm not willing to put all my eggs in the YouTube basket, and that's why I have never chased the algorithm. But guess what? I say that, and then I try to chase the algorithm. I put out a lot of videos. I try to get my view rates up. I try to advertise so my subscriber base grows. And guess what? The revenue, it plateaued, and then it started dropping again. Even though right now my subscribership is growing in a positive rate, my view time is growing in a positive rate and increasing in a manner that I feel is very good. And I'm putting out a lot of videos per week. But the revenue, it leveled, and now it's tanking again. And it's very aggravating. It's very aggravating because I enjoy doing this, and I know I have a lot of viewers that like watching my videos. So, the good news is I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to make gaming videos. The bad news is I've now reached a point after looking at my analytics that I've got to make some decisions. I've got to make some decisions about my time, because here's the deal. I mentioned my board over here. The laser and my zines, on a per hour basis, the income I'm generating, the hourly rate is good. The YouTube hourly rate, based on how many hours a week I'm recording videos, editing, uploading, answering comments, things like that, if you divide that by what YouTube is paying me, it is sad. It's just not great. Now, I'm not going to knock it. It's not $5 or $50 or even $100. It's a little bit more. And combine that with my Patreon, which is generating some income each month, it's a nice little chunk of change. But when I divide it by the hours, it's not. And the problem now is my Patreon has plateaued. It's not growing. It's not dropping. It is leveled off, and it is staying at a consistent number. I'll have someone drop off and I'll gain one. It's a net balance of 0. So a net change of 0. So I'm having to make some decisions. And so this is kind of what I've come to. When I look at my analytics, there are certain games I play that consistently produce revenue and viewer time and all that. There are some games I play that I enjoy playing and I love playing them. They're just not producing revenue. Okay? So I have a choice. I can either stop doing videos and just replace that video with laser, or maybe do an extra zine or 2 a year. Or I can do what I want to do, which is continue to play games, continue to video them and share them with people, especially new games. I discover new games all the time, and I like to video them and show them to you, even though I may not play them long term. If I enjoy it, I want to share it with viewers. And I get a lot of comments from a lot of you that you discovered games through my channel, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very pleased about that. But something's got to give here, because my bandwidth is starting to bleed over. I'm finding myself not having the time to do the things I want to do. For example, my Patreon and my patrons. I've missed a number of live chats that I want to do, but I can't do those when I'm editing videos till midnight, and just so I can meet that algorithm and get those videos posted. It's a losing battle. So between now and January 1, 2025, I'm going to be making some changes. I'm going to be reducing the number of games I play, which will probably impact the number of videos I release, but not significantly. I still believe in producing games more often than once a week or even twice a week. I want to be producing these videos because I play games just about every day. And if I'm going to play a game, I'm going to record it. But some of these games can take 30 minutes to an hour to get set up and get all your paperwork and everything ready and get your cameras ready and all that. And that's not counting editing time. Other games take almost no time at all to set up, but they're not necessarily producing revenue. So right now what I'm doing is I'm basically trying to come up with a list of games that I am willing to play and record. And some of these games I don't play right now, and it's dumb on my part, because when I look at my analytics, it's like that's what people want to watch. That is what people want to see. And I'm not doing that. So if I'm going to get back my time and increase, I don't care about the revenue. I'm going to be honest. I don't care about the YouTube revenue because I think it's just going to keep going down. But I can stop playing YouTube's game. I can stop chasing that algorithm and give myself that balance I need again, which means time for my laser business, time for my zine business, and time to play games and record and share them with you. It's just a matter of finding that balance, and I'm going to be using between now and the end of the year to do it, because come January 1, I want to have a plan of action in place, a guaranteed plan of how many videos per week, when they will release, when I will video them, when I will edit them, and so on. Because again, I'm a one-man operation. If I had the money to hire an editor, I could probably do a lot more gameplay, but I'm having to do it all. So the bad news is, yeah, I'll be reducing some of the games I play. Do I know what those games are? No. I know some of the games I want to play, and I know some of the games I don't want to stop playing, but I haven't made the hard call yet, or the hard decision yet, and that's where I am right now. As a matter of fact, I met with a friend today, or online, and we had a Zoom call about it, and I'm going to be sending a spreadsheet of some data on my various games. I've got like 4 years worth of, well, more than that. I've got about 4 years worth of gameplay videos, and a lot more crafting videos and stuff like that. And we're going to go through it, and we're going to look, and we're going to figure out, what this, I'm not going to call it my last ditch effort, because I don't think that if this fails, I'm going to stop. I play games, and I'm going to record them. But I'm an engineer. I change. If a variable's not working, we change the value of the variable. I try not to change too many things at once. So it's sort of a, there's a number of balls in the air that I'm juggling, but not many. So between now and the end of the year, what I'm going to tell you is I will be releasing another video, probably in the next few weeks, maybe a month, and it will outline what videos I plan on playing, what games I plan on playing, what videos I plan on uploading. I may leave myself a day where I just play whatever floats my boat. Maybe a game that I play that you want to see me playing, I may cut it, but what I may do is maybe once a month you'll get a gameplay video of something. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but it's got to happen, because I have reached my maximum output with my laser, my writing, and the videos. And so I don't know. I think this is a good time to make some changes and see what happens. Now, for my Patreon, I don't know. I could leave it and I could generate this income on a monthly basis until the end of time, but I don't think it's fair for my patrons when I promise them a certain amount of access to me and I'm not able to do that. So that's one of the things I'm going to be looking at is, am I going to be able to deliver to my patrons what I promise? And if not, then I need to stop charging them. Even though I only charge, like, my basic patronage is $2 a month. The next tier is $5. But not to belittle the amount of money that my supporters are paying me. My goal was to keep it small and hope that I had a lot of patrons, but it hasn't happened. I have a small group of patrons who have been very kind and very supportive of my Patreon, and I'm grateful for that. But I've got to decide. This is my second time doing a Patreon, and I'm just not sure that it's going to float for me anymore. But rest assured, my patrons will know before the rest of the world how I'm going to do. But I'm not going to make any rash decisions right now. I am going to ponder on this. So there you go. that is sort of the state of the union of my work life, my game life, and this channel. Videos will continue to come. As a matter of fact, I've got a lot of videos that I've already shot. I just either haven't edited them or they haven't been scheduled to release yet. So there's more videos coming. I've just got to decide which games am I going to play, which games am I going to focus on, in the hopes that I can justify in 2025 releasing so many videos per month, and hopefully the revenue will when I divide it by the hours, I'll see an improvement in it, because right now it's sad. I mean, it is it's getting sad. The revenue has been dropping for the last 2 months, and I'm at wit's end. I don't know what I can tweak anymore to do. Now, there are a lot of solutions I could do, but they're drastic, and they would involve me giving up other lines of work, which I'm not going to do. So part of the problem is probably my bandwidth, but I think also part of the problem is YouTube. So I will give you a warning. If you're considering starting a YouTube channel, talk to YouTube creators first, because it is a labor of love. You are not going to get rich on it unless you have come up with some way to really monetize the hobby and explode your audience. Audience falls away eventually. They lose interest. One change in the algorithm can affect a channel. That's why I refuse to put all my eggs into YouTube. You never know when a YouTube competitor might offer something that, you know, all of a sudden your business and your funds dry up. I'm not willing to do that with my business and my family. So anyway, there you go. Expect a new video shortly. Like I said, maybe a couple weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, but soon. And I'll explain everything in more detail about what my business decisions are going to be. But I do thank you for being a viewer of my channel. Appreciate your comments, your feedback. I like when you tell me what you like about my videos. I like when you tell me what you don't like about my videos. Now, I do ask that people can, you know, I typically try to keep the comments edited and clean. So I do delete comments that never see the light of day. And there are times I don't post things that I want to post. Like, you know, people will tell me bad things, and I'll say, hey, listen, start your own YouTube channel. If you don't like mine, go for it. It's not as easy as it looks. But I do appreciate all my viewers and what they bring to the table. And I love having an audience who likes to watch my videos and likes to see what I'm going to be playing next. And I just ask that you hang tight. Let me get through this period of time, and I'll get this sorted out. Okay? All right, that's all I got. This is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back very soon with a video, an actual gameplay video. Until then, everybody, take care.